Good morning, everybody. So, yesterday I had a session of inner dance, which was very interesting. So, this Sunday I'm organizing, or I'm gonna have an inner dance session with a lot of people, and somebody that I've been working on a project. I asked her like, "Hey, do you want to co-facilitate?" So she said yes. I told her, how about we meet up and then you can try facilitating on me, and then Sunday we can co-facilitate. She's like, yeah, sure. So yesterday I went over. I explained her a little bit, like some things, shared like some videos from Serena from my YouTube, Serena from Inner Dance Trust. So we tried doing some meditations together, like listening to some things, and then I lay down, I started the music, and yeah, it was off. Immediately, there was a lot of movements, a lot of gibberish or words coming out, movements. Yeah, there was a very beautiful flow. At a certain point, doing a headstand with the eyes closed, and yeah, just moving. And then at one point, now mind you, she's the first time trying to facilitate, right? Trying to facilitate. I like how Serena said from Inner Dance Trust, like, when you're facilitating, you're not that much different from the participant. You are as much as the participant. The only difference is you're just observing. You're with your eyes open, so you're observing. But other than that, yeah, you're not that much different. I like how she said that, because it's like when you close your eyes and you lay down on the mat and you have your session, and then when you're facilitating, you're just like, okay, you're not laying down, you're there, and as soon as the music starts, you're also feeling these impulses, like, oh, here, do this, that. It's all happening by itself, basically. You're not actually doing it, like deciding, doing. It's all happening by itself, but you're with your eyes open. So it's very, very interesting. For me, like, I've done so many cap sessions, and then after doing the inner dance training, and then facilitating, and then doing cap sessions again, during the cap sessions, so while you're having your experience, your internal emotions, or while something is happening, all of a sudden the eyes went open, but the experience still continued. So you're just with your eyes open. Then I would start to eye gaze with a facilitator, or we would hug, or we'd touch a certain way, or start making certain movements while we're touching each other, like this, heart to heart. Yeah, it was really beautiful. And then with another facilitator in CAP, I've also had it that eyes go open and just looking them in the eyes, and then hugging, or yeah, it's these kind of things were not happening in the first session. Now, mind you, in level 2 cap, the facilitators, when they talk about non-duality, they let you sit opposite each other and eye gaze into each other's eyes. I've had a session where I was the only one with the facilitator there, and while there was the eye gazing, it was a very yeah. Like, what can I say about it? When you're really alone with somebody and you have that, you really, can sense where you're still holding back, where you're still not allowing yourself to just like completely. Yeah. And this time, she was the first time facilitator, right? So she was facilitating, and she told me afterwards, like, yeah, she just all of a sudden felt impulses to do certain things, to touch me a certain way. And while I was laying down, when she was touching me a certain way, like there was a sense of peace or quietness or like calm that was like, whoa. And she told me like when she was doing things here, like the movements were like intensified or like they became bigger. She said something like that. So it was very interesting. She asked me, what's the difference between this and that? So this experience yesterday, we were then like eye gazing. And while we were eye gazing, she told me afterwards, she thought like, oh, he's awake. He's awake. The session, he's awake. But, and she almost wanted to say like a word, and it was like, and we were just still in that movement. It's like the music is on the background, and it's like, it's creating a certain, you're just going with the flow of it. It's really, really beautiful because the way the session went, just like eye gazing and then connecting, and then our foreheads were like leaning against each other, our noses were leaning against each other, just like swaying like this, rubbing each other's cheeks, hugging. The body postures would change, and it was such a beautiful dance together. Like I can imagine like the potential to do this with a partner. If you have a partner that's activated, and where the energy is like activated, and you also have like an activated energy, then like, oh my God, like it can be so intimate and so beautiful and so deep because it's without control. It's just the energy of your body and the energy of your partner going through certain moments. And of course, at certain points you will notice resistance from the mind, resistance from judgment, resistance from, oh, I shouldn't do this, cannot do this, reason. But the energy is just expressing, like go, wow, it's so beautiful. At a certain point, putting the hands on the heart and just looking at each other, and wow, there was a sadness that all of a sudden I was aware of. That there was an awareness of a sadness, and it was like, wow. And almost like sobbing, wanting to cry, and then like changing posture and laying on the ground. At the end, just curling up in a ball and just like staying like this. And there was a certain pain, a certain like the pain was just being felt through. It's like these emotions, these feelings were here, and you were just like allowing them to pass through, to just be expressed, to just be felt and expressed. It's so beautiful. Like the way we were able to connect with her, like with the eyes open. I told her like, probably with people, with just, if you facilitate, probably people won't do this. Like normally, or not normally, but probably they will not do this. Who knows, right? So that was that was interesting. It must have been confusing for her because she thought just gonna lay down the whole time with the eyes closed, but there he is with the eyes open. So it was a very beautiful experience. There was such a profound way of just being, like energetically just feeling and moving together and going to this wave and that wave and this and that, and it was really beautiful, like really beautiful. Like immediately afterwards, or like it's just like wow, to do this with a partner where you can, you know, when there's no, yeah, where you can really like just I don't know, kiss or go further. I don't know what would happen, but to go to into that real nakedness, that real vulnerability, to just allow the energy to use your body and to use the and the energy of the other person to just, without like social limitations or social conditions or social yeah, where there's just this willingness to go to allow everything, almost to go almost into every situation, intimate or romantic or yeah, whatever it is, whatever wants to be expressed. It's really interesting, really interesting. It was a really beautiful experience. Yeah, feel really grateful. And yeah, she liked it. She thanked me for it. She was like, wow, thank you. So now Sunday, it's gonna be a very big group. I don't know if I'll record it or not, but on Sunday we're gonna co-facilitate. So we're gonna do like I don't know if it's only gonna do inner dance or we get it like a couple of hours, but it's gonna be very, very interesting. Really looking forward to it, and I'll let you guys know how it was.